So, good morning, my dear students. Welcome to the another session of our class. Today, we are going to study about bloodworm culture. So, in aquaculture, we need food for fish to live because in natural condition they can get food from their natural habitat, but when we are culturing fishes in our system, in our pond, in our tank, we need to provide nutrients for their growth and better development. So for that we are using live feed culture in aquaculture. It's a very big aspect and it's very good for our better growth and development of fishes. So but in common man we cannot afford to culture the mass culture of commonly used live feed like phytoplankton, zooplankton like poppypods, cladoceran, ostrogoths, Artemia, and another organisms. Okay, so here we are using the nutrient rich larval feed like alternative life feed. So, what is alternative life feed? Alternative life feed has the same nutrients components that the other phytoplankton copypods has. It is very easy to culture and we can afford because of course it needs money. But in alternative life feed, we cannot need that much money. We can get it from our backyard, from muddy waters and all those things. So alternative life feeds examples are mosquito larvae, infusorians, bloodworm, and etc. So here we are talking about bloodworm. So the fish larvae can be divided into two forms. One is altrician and precaution larvae. Altrician larvae has the egg yolk is very less and they have poorly developed digestive system, digestive tract, and without that much enzymes. So they are unable to take artificial feed. If they cannot digest, they will die. So in order to prevent the mass mortality, we can provide the alternative life feed. So the larvae has a small mouth size, so the artificial feed given is not possible. So at that time we are giving the fish larvae to the alternative life feed. So the first one is bloodworm. So, bloodworm culture, bloodworm also known as a chironomid larvae, it's coming under the chironomus, chironomus genus, and this is actually the larval form of a moth. Okay, the name itself shows the body color is red because it has hemoglobin content in their body. It is really very rich in nutrients, minerals, and other fatty acids, protein, etc. So where we can see the bloodworm. So it can be inhabit all kind of pond water with a mud and organic debris. As for other organisms, the culture or the growth of chironomid larvae also influenced by several environmental parameters like photoperiodism, temperature, food availability, and other reasons. So it should be keep in our mind when we are going to culture the bloodworm. So, before going to culture, we must know about its life cycle. Otherwise, we cannot know how can and when we can harvest and what we can do for culturing. So, here are the life cycle. So, the first one, after mating, female lays their eggs on the surface of water in a gelatinous string. And after 24 to 48 hours and within 2 days, they emerge into larval stage, and the larvae has a four larval cycle or molt size, that is instar 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then it develop into a pupa stage, and final then it flies into the sky or whatever they want to go. Okay, so the egg number can be changed, varies from 50 to 700, and due to its velocity or the density, it is a demersal egg. They sink into the bottom where they emerge into the larval form. and it has only 1 mm in long, so that's why we are using it for the larval feed. And it has 4 molt stage before reaching its pupa stage, and when they are becoming the pupa, it has a filamentous breathing filamentous, which they using for their respiration. So before they are flying off, they just emerge into the surface of the water, and after the pupal stage they fly into the their habitat. And the adults do not feed anything, and actually the reproduction or the mating took place in the night. So these are the images of bloodworm. So this is the moth, and this is the egg laying as a gelatinous string, and this is the bloodworm, that is the red in color, and this is the pupal stage. The same is represented here, the eggs and then larva, and the larva has for molten stage, and then it's a pupa. It also has the 4 phases, and then the adult. It's a 2 year cycle. Here it is represented. It's not in most cases, but it's something in the temperate region. We can avoid this, but we can study about or learn about the eggs, larvae, pupa, and adult stage. So, coming to the culture techniques, how we can culture it is in our land or in our backyard or for our purpose. So, for that we need to prepare the site. Okay, so here we can be take a vegetable field with a 700 to 1000 meters square with a 10 to 13 centimeter top mud. So prior to that, we have to clear all the weed and let them to sun dry, in order to kill other eggs or parasites. And we can spread poultry manure for fertilization at 12,000 to 15,000 kilogram per 1000 meter square, and we have to fill the water with a 12 centimeter, and let the adult come and lay their eggs. And one cycle consists of about 50 days. That means within 2 months we can harvest the bloodworm culture. So a week before the harvest, we may add to mild algicide or weedicide, and tea seed cake and algal stimulator can be used, and the water exchange can be done to the 1/3. And coming to the harvest is the last stage, where it start about 20-25 days old larvae we can be harvested and give to the fish for their as a food. So the temperature is 25 degrees Celsius, and the thing we have to keep in our mind is, if temperature is less or lower, it also slow the growth rate of the bloodworm up to 30 to 40 days, and harvesting is done in the morning to avoid high temperature. So this is about the bloodworm culture. So in brief, bloodworm, also known as carnomid larvae, and it is very rich in nutrients. We can give into our fish larvae for their food, for their better development and growth. And the life cycle includes after mating, male and female, after mating they lay their eggs, and then larval stage, then pupa, and then the adult stage. So in the larval stage we are harvesting and giving into our fish for better growth and development. Thank you.